Hello there guys, Eric Chandler here for Forever Football DRSC, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel, and welcome to the match preview for Oxford United at the Keynote Stadium on Saturday tomorrow. Very interesting game this one. Oxford been on a good run of form. Let's try and put that to an end now. Let's just go for it on Saturday. Let's just absolutely go for it. We're going to be sharing my thoughts on Oxford United's recent run of form, my thoughts on the team selection that I think we'll go with, and also my prediction for the scoreline. So make sure you are liking, commenting, subscribing, click the notification bell so you never miss another YouTube video on the Forever Rovers DRSC channel. Hopefully we'll get some good content to come in the summer once the season's over. Hopefully it will be a very exciting season. We'll be promoted after the season's over, and we'll be able to get some people on the channel to discuss the summer window in the future going into the next season. So hopefully there's some very exciting content coming your way. Let's talk about then this game. So Doncaster versus Oxford. This is going to be a battle of form. I think it's very interesting. This is going to be a battle of form. Oxford United have been on a great run of form. They've been on a wonderful run of form. I mean, we've got to look back at, look at their last defeat. I'm trying to find it here. Their last game that they didn't win was 1-1 against Hull City. Now, since then, they beat Forest Green 4-1 on penalties after a 1-1 draw in the Football League Trophy second round. They got an 0-0 draw against Blackpool, and then we started getting into the wins. So Oxford United won 4-0 against Northampton, 2-0 against Wimbledon, 3-2 against Plymouth, 5-1 against Burton, 1-0 against Cambridge in the third round of the Football League Trophy. Oxford won 2-0 against Bristol Rovers, then it was 4-3 against Rochdale, then it was 1-0 against a 10-man Fleetwood, and then it was 3-1 in the Football League Trophy quarter-final against AFC Wimbledon. So again, a very good run of form overall, and I think that people can go out and say, oh well, these are just like mid-table teams, these are just teams that aren't really challenging for the playoffs, or could be challenging for the playoffs but not automatics where we're going to be challenging. So people can look at that and say, well, it wasn't the easiest, it wasn't the hardest of tests, so people will say, oh, it's going to be a walkover. I'm treating Oxford very seriously because they have still been on a good run of form, and they could take that and try and take down one of these big teams. And bearing in mind, they did get a point against Hull City and a point against a good-looking Blackpool before they go on this winning run. So it's not exactly all bad news. And, I think that Oxford have really been on a good run of form. They're where they are for a reason. They are going to hopefully start challenging for those playoff places now. And it's going to be a test to try and keep the challengers away and keep us further into the automatic spots. So obviously we are relying on Lincoln and Hull to drop points to get us closer and closer to the title. And with our couple of games in hand as well, it would mean we'll be more in front of other teams. I mean, if we win our games in hand, I believe we'll be like 3 points clear or something of Hull City now we beat Lincoln. So it's going to be a big test to take out one of these potential promotion challenges now, because if you think about it, the first few games of the season, Oxford were like nearly rock bottom of the table, and now they're challenging for the playoff place on this good run of form. So, Oxford United aren't no mugs. They can't be not taken seriously. So going into the predicted team, which you can already see on your screen, starting in goal, we've got Ellery Balcom. No surprises there. He's been wonderful since coming to this squad, and hopefully that will not change. On back four, I've gone with Halliday at right back, James at left back, Butler and Captain Anderson in the centre. So again, no surprises there. In the midfield, Smith and Gomez. Gomez to make his first start since his injury. Taylor on the right, Simio's on the left, of course Taylor starting. Richards at Cam and Ockenberry up front. On the bench, Jones, John, Wright, Greaves, Robertson, Bostock coming into the bench, and Lakila, which means Williams drops out of the bench. So overall then, mostly an English team, a Spanish nationality, a Welsh nationality, and an Angolian nationality in the starting 11. And of course, a Congo international, Trinidad and Tobago, a Scotland, and a Welsh, along with the Englishman on the bench as well. So, good mix of nationalities, good mix of players, good mix of talent overall. Good worldwide selection. And the reason why I've gone with this particular team, I think Gomez will start, in my opinion. I think he deserves a start. We do need people in their right positions in this game. I think that Halliday and James work better as fullbacks. And now we've got the talent to bring into the midfield. Obviously, Bostock's still on the bench. Robertson's still on the bench. They could bring in Robertson. If they didn't want to start Gomez, they could bring in Robertson. But I'd like to see Gomez and Smith as a partnership. I think that Gomez, he's all over the place as an experienced playmaker. Matt Smith, the slightly younger playmaker, attacking playmaker in that midfield. So it's a very attack-filled and creative midfield. And obviously Rich is the physical cam presence in front of the two playmakers, shall we say. So it's a very attacking-minded midfield, but they can get back and defend. Of course, Gomez is that player that goes all about. Matt Smith puts the tackles in. Richards is very physical on the ball, so they do have the defensive presence as well, but they're a very attack-minded midfield on paper. So it does bring best of both worlds. Hannah Montana, best of both worlds. Best of both worlds. In terms of the attack then, Taylor coming into this side again on the wing. John Taylor deserves the start. I think he obviously, he took that I say with a little bit of a knock a couple of games ago, but of course he did come off the bench, I believe, against the previous opponents. And overall, I'm definitely very, very excited to see Taylor start. I think that he will want to try and keep his place ahead of Josh Sims when he comes back in about a week or two. And Taylor's going to be vital to this attack. Okunabiri, yes, he works better as a winger, but up front is what we're going to have to do until Bogle recovers from COVID. And, he is still a goal threat, Okunabiri. So if we play him the right way, he will get a goal or two in this game. And I've got no sort of worries about that. Back four and goalkeeper, no surprises there. It's the perfect back four that we have for this side. I think the back four of James, Halliday, Butler and Anderson, I think that back four along with Balcom in goal takes us into a championship automatic promotion race all day long. Is one of the best back fours, back fives of this league so far. And, it's the perfect partnership. And I think this is our best chance of promotion this season, especially with that back four, back five, including the goalkeeper. So, overall, I've got no worries with that. I think Cameron John needs a rest. Bostock comes into the bench. Yes, Ed Williams does drop, but I'm sure there will be a game or two this season if we do secure promotion further on. With a couple of games left, that we may give a chance to Ed Williams to give him some minutes and some experience as a starter. So we can swap it around if we need to. And I think Ed Williams will be a future starter in this team. We just need that time to give him that. Obviously, Lakilo's still on the bench. Robertson, Bostock comes into it, of course. Greaves is still on the bench. Wright's on the bench as well as John. And obviously, Jones is backup goalkeeper if we need it. So, still a lot of stuff to go through during this period. But, a lot of players, a lot of bodies still available. You've got to think, Ravenhill's now out the bench. Blythe's out the bench. Horton's still out the bench. Williams is now off the bench, in my opinion. With these extra bodies coming in. So overall, it's not like we're looking for depth anymore. We've got the depth needed to take us into the rest of this season, and we've got the bodies needed, especially with Sims coming back from injury, and then Coppinger comes back from injury as well. We've still got Coppinger to come back as well as Josh Sims, so we've still got even more bodies for when they come back, and John Jules as well. Tyrese John Jules comes back in March, so that's going to be crucial, absolutely crucial, especially with Bogle coming in. John Jules is going to have to earn his place again. He's going to have to earn it, and it's going to be interesting to see what we do. Finally then, the score prediction. Now, obviously this was a tough one to think about because Oxford have been on a good run of form, we've been on a good run of form, we are near top of the league, they're still fighting for playoffs, but they're still a good team, especially from where they came from in the first few games of the season in that relegation zone. So, Oxford United for me, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be just as tough as Lincoln, in my opinion, for many different reasons to what Lincoln was. Because obviously Lincoln was like a top clash. This is like a top versus playoff clash. And it's going to be difficult, just as difficult. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. I think Oxford will just lose. I think they will come into the game at parts of the first and second half, but we'll hopefully catch them out with our good defence and our brilliant counter-attacking possibilities. So 2-0 for me. Comment down below what you think in the comments down below. And for now, guys, thank you very much. My name is Aaron Chandler from Forever Football DRFC. Keep living the Rovers life, and that, my friends, is full time. Rovers till I die. Come on, Rovers. Let's get the victory. Let's get the 3 points.
Rovers till I die!